This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some big updates to share with you. President Biden just made a huge announcement about more money being spent. Also, $1,250 stimulus check likely coming soon to Americans, and $150 gas card could soon be available. I'll let you know the latest of what's going on. If you're on Social Security and retirement and inflation, you don't want to miss that information. It'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below, and I'm giving $200 to my subscribers. I'll talk more about that later on in the video, but first, President Biden lands in Portland to talk about infrastructure and help with fundraising. So in Portland, Oregon, he's going around, he's talking about the $1.2 trillion infrastructure package that passed, not stimulus, but the infrastructure, and then he's going to talk to private donors at a yacht club. So basically making his tour, going around, doing some announcements and stuff like that, and then he also mentioned a few things, a couple big things actually. So Biden announced a streamlined program to welcome Ukrainian refugees, but tells them not to enter through Mexico. So President Biden wants to let more refugees in, and in the program, refugees would allow them to migrate directly from Europe to the U.S., and the program will complement the existing legal pathways like immigrant visas and refugee processing, and Ukrainian refugees looking to use the program must have a U.S. sponsor like family or an NGO, Biden said. So that's what he said about that. And then more information about Ukraine. So Biden says U.S. will send $1.3 billion in additional military and economic support to Ukraine. So this is a huge announcement because there was just another $800 million. I feel like just a few days ago, he made that announcement going to Ukraine for weapons. And now another announcement, just made this yesterday. So President Biden authorized another $800 million security package, which is weapons to Ukraine, and then additional $500 million in direct economic assistance to Ukraine. So that's going to, I guess, go towards salaries and helping out with other financial things. But let me know down in the comments below, should this money go to Ukraine? Should it be used for helping citizens in the U.S.? Should it be used for other things? Let me know your thoughts on that. Here is more on President Biden making this announcement.
Today, I'm announcing another $800 million to further augment Ukraine's ability to fight in the east, in the Donbas region. This package includes heavy artillery weapons, dozens of howitzers, and 144,000 rounds of ammunition to go with those howitzers. It also includes more tactical drones. In the past 2 months, we've moved weapons and equipment to Ukraine at record speed. We've sent thousands of anti-armor and anti-missile helicopters, drones, grenade launchers, machine guns, rifles, radar systems. More than 50 million rounds of ammunition had already been sent. The United States alone has provided 10 anti-armor systems for every 1 Russian tank that's in Ukraine, a 10-to-1 ratio. With this latest disbursement, I've almost exhausted the drawdown authority I have that Congress authorized for Ukraine in a bipartisan spending bill last month. In order to sustain Ukraine for the duration of this fight, next week I'm going to have to be sending to Congress a supplemental budget request to keep weapons and ammunition flowing without interruption to the brave Ukrainian fighters and continue to deliver economic assistance to the Ukrainian people. Today, the United States is announcing that we intend to provide an additional $500 million in direct economic assistance to the Ukrainian government. This brings our total economic support for Ukraine to $1 billion in the past 2 months. This is money the government can help use to stabilize their economy, to support communities that have been devastated by the Russian onslaught, and pay the brave workers that continue to provide essential services to the people of Ukraine.
What are your thoughts on that? Good idea, bad idea for this money to go to Ukraine? In my opinion, I feel like with all the weapons having to come from around Poland or at least from the west, and it has to go all the way to the east and south, I feel like they're easy targets for Russia to do. I don't know if there's like another way around that, but let me know your thoughts on that. And then, so Bernie Sanders has not ruled out another run for president if Biden doesn't. So Bernie Sanders didn't make the announcement that he's going to run for president, but saying that he hasn't ruled it out, or at least his advisor said that. Let me know, who'd you vote for, Bernie Sanders or Biden, President Biden? Let me know your thoughts on that. Let's get into some stimulus news here. So, stimulus update: IRS urges taxpayers to take action to claim unpaid stimulus funds. So, I guess it's still not too late. The tax deadline for the 2021 tax year has passed, but the IRS has issued a news release reminding people they can still file if they are owed a refund. The IRS specifically urges taxpayers to file to claim the expanded child tax credit, which was made available under the COVID-19 relief bill. So, if you haven't received any of your stimulus checks, the IRS has extended the deadline. Although it was April 18th for taxes to be due and all that, you could still claim it. So if you know anybody, any family members, maybe who doesn't watch any social media or news or TV, let them know that they could still get stimulus checks. It's still available. Let that be known. And then $1,250 stimulus check likely coming soon to millions. So this is a misleading headline here because, all right, so let me get into it. Republican Senator Mitt Romney of Utah introduced the Family Security Act, which is very similar to the child tax credit, except proposes more money is sent out. If it will see families receive $350 a month for each child they have under the age of 5 and $250 for each kid aged to 17, which the max allowed per family each month is $1,250. So back to the headline here. So likely coming soon. It is not likely coming soon because that bill hasn't gone anywhere in Congress. Nobody has scheduled to vote for it. No one has endorsed it besides Mitt Romney. They couldn't even get the original child tax credit to be passed or a standalone bill or anything like that. So to be likely coming soon. False headline. Just want to let you know the truth of what's going on with that. And then gas stimulus. $150 gas cards could soon be available. So this is going on in Chicago. Low-income residents in Chicago are closer to getting gas cards now. The plan was originally denied by Budget Committee for Chicago, but received approval by April 20th. This means the full city council can vote on it next week. So if you're in Chicago, you'll find out next week if you'll get $150 gas cards. I'll keep you updated on that. And then I made this announcement, I think yesterday, $850 stimulus checks will go to thousands of Americans. So this was officially signed off by the governor of Maine. $850 checks for singles, $1,700 for couples. Take a look at this video clip explaining more exactly who gets it.
Now to those $850 relief checks included in the state supplemental budget. Here's who's eligible. It's all based on how you filed your taxes. So if you file as single or married filing separately, the upper income limit is $100,000 a year. For those who file as head of household, it's $150,000 a year. For those married filing jointly, it's $200,000 a year. Now you must file a tax return by Halloween of this year to be eligible for those checks. State Democrats and Republicans passed the budget with overwhelming support. This afternoon, Republican gubernatorial candidate Paul LePage responded. He said Maine needs a permanent income tax cut, not just a one-time payment. He called it, quote, an election year gimmick.
So let me know, should this type of money not just go to Maine? Should other people in other states get similar stimulus checks? Do you like the stimulus check structure? Should this be on a federal level? Should there be more help for Social Security, fixed income, low income, SSI, SSDI? I think those groups of people definitely need more aid. They need more help, but for some reason being ignored, which is really messed up. In terms of other stimulus, so Virginia lawmakers divided over who would actually benefit from gas tax holidays. So on Tuesday, the Virginia House of Delegates Finance Committee approved a bill that would suspend the 26 cents per gallon gasoline tax from May 1st to July 31st. If a gas tax holiday is passed, the hope is that the savings to distributors will filter down to station owners and then consumers when they fill up. So they hope. But the governor is saying that he wanted $50 cards to go out. So it's still not officially passed. There are $50 rebates for every car owner or $100 per household. So still not officially passed. It's just going through government. One part has passed it, or one committee has passed it. So that's what's going on in Virginia. And then inflation is impacting healthcare costs in retirement. Here's how to fight it. So Medicare Part B premium increases this year were nearly double the consumer price index inflation rate. The cost increases could surpass Social Security benefits, which what happens to Social Security beneficiaries? They're having to pay more fees than what they're getting in income, which doesn't make any sense at all. So I feel like Social Security recipients are just completely left out of the loop in terms of a lot of aid being helped or going out to people to help people. Social Security recipients definitely need more help. Take a look at this video clip right here explaining more about the issue.
Premiums for Medicare Part B medical insurance for those 65 and older increased nearly 15% this year, almost double the pace of inflation. According to one estimate, if health care costs remain this high over the next 2 years, a healthy 55-year-old couple retiring at 65 is facing an additional $267,000 in medical expenses. Total health care costs for this same couple could exceed $1 million. That's nearly as much money as they could expect to receive in Social Security benefits during their lifetime.
Whether you're affluent or whether you're the average person, I'll tell you what, when you look at your Social Security check, you're paying for health care.
Regular exercise may keep you healthy, but overall, health care costs keep going up. If you're worried about rising medical expenses, financial experts say the first thing you should do is understand what your health insurance will and won't cover.
You really need to look at the coverage in those types of plans to determine what makes the most sense for you.
Instructor Melanie Scala has been teaching this class for over a decade.
I'm here to help them to not have medical costs. I'm here to help them to exercise and feel better.
Yet staying healthy also requires planning ahead to be able to afford health care costs in the future. U.S. employers expected group health insurance premiums to increase about 5% this year. So many retirees were shocked to see a 15% jump in Medicare premiums for 2022. Now, experts say that increase is largely due to uncertainty around the pandemic and coverage for an expensive new Alzheimer's drug. Also, they say higher costs for goods and services for healthcare providers and higher wages for nurses and medical staff are likely to continue to drive healthcare inflation.
And
Tyler?
once those price increases are baked into the cake, they rarely go the other way. So what is a senior guy like me supposed to do? What should I be doing to get ready to pay those higher deductibles, more premiums, more out-of-pockets, drug costs, etc.?
Well, you know, you've heard it before, Tyler. You have to save more. But what some people may not realize is when you're 50 and older, you have the opportunity to put more money away for your health insurance plans or your health savings accounts, I should say, as well as retirement plans. So you can put up to $27,000 this year in a 401k, $7,000 in an IRA, and then in an HSA, a health savings account, if you're single, $3,650 or $7,300 for a family. But if you're 55 or older, add another $1,000 that you can put in. So make sure you're maxing out those retirement savings vehicles and the health savings account as well. And then the thing that you have to remember is many companies do not offer employee health coverage to retirees. So you can't count on that, although decades ago that was possible in some plans. It's not possible anymore for many. So it's really important to save and plan ahead.
And use those HSAs. Sharon Epperson, as always, thank you.
What are your thoughts on that? Inflation is just messing up everybody's lives in one way or another. Things are getting so expensive now. It's crazy. Let me know your thoughts on all that. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one thing that you should do. When you want to do something, you have the power to do whatever you want. Unless, one thing, you believe in yourself. That's the only trick. So that's all I wanted to tell you for today. Bye. This is the Bella.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. Don't forget, giving out $200 checks. Still have some time to apply for that if you want to win. Details down in the description below. Gonna hang out with Kalea a little bit today. Have some one-on-one time. She wasn't feeling so well over the past few days, so probably go to the playground, ride around on a tricycle. We got her a scooter, which she likes, so she's doing more scooter and tricycle riding, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see her doing that. Anyways, hopefully you have a great day and great weekend. If you want to check out any of my latest videos, my other channels, you can click up here. My latest pickleball video right over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.